In this video, I want to help people play Helldivers 2, make it run consistently, no crashing, and no bricking of PCs. The reason why I'm making this video is because there was a point in time where I was going to quit playing Helldivers 2 because Helldivers 2 was bricking my desktop PC and my gaming laptop. But the blame rests with me because there was things I wasn't keeping up to date with and there was details I wasn't paying attention to. So maybe I can help you with some tips and tricks. So we're going to start with Windows updates. Some of this stuff is going to sound obvious, but my gaming laptop was 6 months out of date, and that was obviously causing some issues. So keeping your stuff up to date can help your games run better. Another obvious sounding tip would be keeping your graphics card up to date. So whichever GPU you have and whichever brand it belongs to, you'd go to your software and you'd make sure to check for updates and stay up to date. I also recommend that people download the NVIDIA app. Now, this might sound weird, but even if you have an AMD graphics card, you can download the NVIDIA app. And the reason why this app is powerful is because you have a lot of settings and things you can play with. So for example, you have the graphics. And from here, you can optimize your games for quality or performance on the fly. And this can help also when you're playing your games. Next would be capping your frames per second. Now, I like running my games at 120 frames per second. It feels buttery smooth, it feels nice, but Helldivers, in my opinion, was a PlayStation exclusive game first. And in my opinion, it wasn't optimized at its best potential to be played on computers. So I recommend capping the game at 60 frames per second. And if you're on a low spec PC, I would recommend capping it at 30 frames per second. And right now on screen, I'm showing how to do that in game. Personally, I don't use the frame rate limiting in game. I'll show you a second method. The second method to capping your frames per second would be using the NVIDIA control panel. And from here, you'd go to Manage 3D Settings. You don't want to use global settings, you want to go program settings because you only want to edit one game at a time. And so from here, you would find Helldivers within your program list, Helldivers 2. And you're going to scroll until you find max frame rate. I have it capped at 60, but you could cap it at 120, you can cap it at 60, you can cap it at 30. So depending on your system. Depending on your screen resolution, you're going to want to match your monitor to the in-game screen resolution. That is a best option. But depending on if you're on a low-spec PC, I actually recommend going down to 1600 by 900. Now, your graphics might slightly suffer, but your performance will drastically increase. So last, here's some recommendations. Basically, object detail quality. I recommend this keeping or staying on high regardless of your texture quality. And the reason for that is when you're fighting enemies or objects in the distance, if it's lower than high, enemies and objects in the distance are going to look very weird. And for render distance, we're going to want to keep it on high as well, regardless of your texture quality or your system, because we don't want visual pop-in. When you're playing, you want everything to stay consistent. You don't want your immersion to be broken. So render distance should stay on high as well.